get to January 9th. What happened that night?
I ran head on into somebody who jumped the lane. No brakes on each vehicle. I exited the vehicle, damn near paralyzed. So I just remember waking up and nothing but my eyeballs and my mouth was moving. When you break your neck and your back, your central nervous system, and they like speaker wire. I was trying to wiggle my toes and get up out the car to see if I was hurt or not, but nothing was moving. I felt my toe wiggle and I felt my hand. I could touch these two fingers. It was real faint, but I could feel it. I had just enough strength in this arm to get this bitch up one time and just put it over my eyes to just try to cope with what was going on at the time. I broke my neck, 3 links in my spine. When I get to the hospital, they tell me I could possibly be paralyzed from the neck down, whether I got the surgery or not.
It's Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers.
Bun B says Texas supports its older hip-hop artists, while New York and LA doesn't.
Yes, Texas supports its own artists.
It's older hip-hop artists, while New York and LA doesn't.
Oh, you
so
can't
Texas
dispute
supports
that.
their OGs, but we don't.
Can't even dispute that.
We respect our OGs.
I can't.
We
No,
don't-
I
we
respect them, but like
we don't
support
support
them.
them.
Like nah.
Not
But
the
at
way
the
they
same
do.
time,
So what you're saying, like, we don't support our OGs in New York City?
The way
Right, so
they
I'm
do.
gonna read it. I'm gonna read it. Bun B stopped by Idea Generation and talked about various things in his career, from the UGK days to what he's doing with Trillburger. In the interview, he said no place in America has a culture like Texas, and that Texas supports its older artists while other places don't. What do you guys think? Is that true? And that's from Idea Generation.
Yeah, it's true.
We support our OGs.
Not
here.
like they do. We support them as far as, yo, big up to such and such, yo, salute such and such.
I wouldn't say that. I go out and support like the OGs.
You said
You do.
yeah,
Not
You
the young
do.
artists.
I
Oh,
do.
the
like
young
most-
artists.
He does.
Yeah, right.
She does. He will. I do. They do. But we talking about en masse.
Oh yeah.
Like, niggas don't need a song on the radio in Texas to still go out, do shows, be highly respected, make money, like
Right.
really live. Slim Thug, Paul Wall, like all them dudes,
Scarface.
they
and all
get
them.
they get it in show wise. Like it's us.
But
Our
then,
legends have to go overseas.
but then there's a lot. I mean, I feel like, again, we had this discussion plenty of times where it's coming from the labels just wanting a separation from the younger artists from the knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And the older artists, whether they've been through terrible contracts or whether they figured it out and they're flourishing in life or whatever, they have information that they can pass to the younger artists. And that dissension is what keeps people getting jerked,
Okay.
basically. You know what I'm saying? So I personally feel like I would love to see more of our like the godfathers of hip hop like working with the younger generation. But then you got people like Melly Mel who just get out there and be like, these guys are trash and da da da. I mean, we have Method Man sitting in here talking about Melly Mel disrespected a lot of the artists that came after him. You go to certain hip hop events, it definitely is a separation. Like even in the mayor's thing, we didn't see any young artists.
None.
Zero.
None, not one. I was probably the youngest person in the room.
But I blame that on the older artists. The older artists in New York City don't give props to the young cats
Some
because
of
they
them
feel
do.
like
Not all,
yeah,
but
but
some
it's
of
not
them
a
do.
general narrative. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like they don't say, "Oh, K Flock, free K Flock." They don't say, "Yo, K Flock, come jump on this record with me."
Right, shout out to G Herbo.
Yeah,
Herbo
G
jumped
Herbo.
on the record with him, but you don't see like,
That's not a general narrative in NYC.
yeah.
But G
And
Herbo
what the
shouted
young
out
boys
them.
do, what the young artists do, they say, "Yo, fuck you then. You ain't fucking with me, I ain't fucking with you."
we fuck with all of y'all.
That's a fact.
So if you're watching this and you're in contact with some of the young artists in New York City,
Holla
and
at
you
us.
feel like they should be on the show, tell them to holler. We fuck with all of y'all.
At the same time, though, a lot of young artists sample the older artists' music.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, it goes further than that. Chas, what are the two regions that Bun B said don't support?
What are the two reasons?
The two regions. Sorry.
New York and
he said
LA.
New York and LA.
Where's the
It's the
music
beef.
industry located?
New York and
yeah,
LA.
New
New
York.
York and LA.
So wouldn't that
Houston's
be
like
the
in the
narrative
middle.
that they would push? Meanwhile, there is no the homegrown is in Texas. It's in Atlanta was homegrown. They got a bunch of labels down there now, moving
Right.
and shaking the exact same way.
Right.
But the Bay Area didn't have label access like that, so they had their own shit. It's the proof is right there on the map.
Right.
Every place you look where the labels are, the narrative is the strongest.
Right.
Every place you look where the labels aren't, where they've had to make their own thing, OGs
You're
flourish,
right about that.
young guns flourish, the new dudes
they had
flourish,
to
the new
prove
producers.
themselves.
Every now, what do you get when you get back here in New York City?
Competition.
Heavy for a handful of blocks because New York's not that big to begin with. It's not that big of a city compared to every other place we just mentioned. Atlanta, LA, and fucking Texas. Texas is massive. New York is like small spot. So everybody's competing for every other block.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Now if I'm an OG and I say, yo, let me put you under my wing, and you turn around and say, I don't fucking need you, or what happens when you get to the point where you're like, well, fuck this, I don't need this nigga. That happens. Another OG sees that and is like, fuck out of here. I ain't doing that. You catch me up, make me look stupid. I just spent hundreds of thousands of dollars breaking you for you to turn around and say, kiss my ass the second you get on, or you feel like I don't deserve to eat with you anymore because now you made it, now you don't need me, so now it's fuck me. That's how the OGs see it. And then there's the entitlement.
Right.
I deserve, you need to be on this record with me because I said so. Not because I'm nice, not because I put in work, not because I put in hours, not because you impressed by my bars. But nah, I'm the new hot nigga, so, you know what I'm saying? Come get on this record, stop playing. Your old ass need to be, OGs don't want to hear no shit. They feel like you approaching me with entitlement. Fuck, suck my dick, nigga. I don't need you. You asking me to do you a favor.
Right.
Now, the reason I know this, and I'm not disagreeing with you at all, Champ. The reason why I know this is because I watched Bus do it with Scarlett. You think what I'm saying? I watched him specifically, yo, I'm going to help her. I watched him help
Coil Ray too. He helped.
Coil Ray. I watched him like just off. He don't need nothing from none of them. What's the boy a minute ago? Whoop-dee. Come outside this loop.
CJ.
He jumped. He brought him on his Czar
50
remix.
Cent does the same thing too.
A lot of OGs do it, and it doesn't get recognized, or the kid may not take it to the next level like they want him to, but they still do it. But when most of these kids is asking for an investment, and they got like one hit out, and it's not safe for me to co-sign you with one hit if you're not consistent, and then I just wasted my time and energy getting behind a record that you didn't do shit with it. You don't know what you're doing.
Right.
And I got businesses to run, families to take care of, people on payroll, doing little shit with you, stopping up them. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm also not saying it's fair, but what I am saying is fair is a place where they judge pigs and pies. Fair does not exist. You run around here looking for something to be fair, you fucked up in the game already.
That's a fact.
You should do the fair thing. What the fuck is fair, nigga? None of this shit is fair.
Right.
I didn't get on by something being fair. You may not get on by something being fair. However, we shouldn't be beefing with each other. That's the part that I don't like. I can understand if we're not doing business, but we ain't gotta beef. We ain't gotta be. We ain't
I don't
gotta
think
have
it's so much the
animosity
beefing.
towards
I
each
think
other.
it's the blocking.
But it's the animosity that comes with
Yeah.
the animosity. Like we don't have to
Like-
have that towards each other.
Like if I'm an artist
They've
that's
been
been
going on
around
too long.
for years and I'm telling people don't mess with this person, or I don't fuck with that person, and you're
that's
forcing the DJs and the people that you associate with to kind of pick a side.
That's blackballing.
Yeah, it's whack.
that's
Well, Mav, didn't you go through that in your young
I
years?
went through that plenty. Man, I heard so many rumors of this person saying this and don't fuck with him and and yo, bring
But
the
do
beats
you
to
know
me
why?
and all. I guess because I threatened their position.
It's a threat.
You know what I'm saying? So
And that'd be an issue too. That's to add to your point. That'd be an issue too. Some young boys or young girls that come in the game as artists, and the OGs, they got it on lock and they getting money. They look at it like, damn, this motherfucker about to give me a run for my money.
They don't want you to take that
edge him
spot.
out. I gotta get him up out of
They
here.
don't want you to take that spot.
Yeah, and New York is, is the epicenter of hip
LA
hop, and this is where it
too,
started.
It's heavy competition.
Then what happened is the competition is what hip hop is founded on,
right.
The
and
way
that
I-
just led to now.
the way I see it is like I don't look at New York rappers as New York OGs. That's impossible. I look at New York rapper OGs as hip hop OGs.
Right.
There's no way you could say they're New York OGs. They started hip hop. Now, say for instance, just like right here in this room, we start this podcast right now. And say a couple years from now, we're not the ones that's doing this podcast and we're faded from here, but we know how originally we started this out to be and what it should be promoting.
Right.
Now, down the line, we see 6 new guys sitting in the chair that's getting paid, you know what I'm saying, that's getting a world of things that we might have not got at first when we started it because we the ones who started it from the rip.
Right.
And now we see these guys benefiting doing things that is against the format that we originally set up. How can you not expect us not to have
That's
an
war.
opinion on that?
No, well,
I might create
this
a
is how I
problem.
cannot expect you to have an opinion. It's the music business. MECC says this all the time. Music business. If you don't figure out how to navigate yourself through this industry, like, okay, all right, you were hot at this moment. You got this amount of pull. Now, once you have that attention, what you have is the power to put other people on. So the next generation, you pull them up, you put them in position. Maybe you have a label, maybe you have a management, maybe you have a production situation. Something that will keep not only your business going, but help promote the next generation. Now, if you don't do that, then yeah, then the young boys are looking at you like, yeah, I like your records, but you can't really do anything for me. That's the position that you're in. Now you have to learn to master this business. It's not just about just being an artist. And anytime that we look at it like, oh, I just want to be an artist, you're not, okay, all right, cool, you're gonna be broke. You're gonna be broke. You have to figure out the business. Now, if you're in a position, if at any point in your career, you're in a position to put somebody on and you don't, I mean, because you've been through a bad situation or you met an artist that didn't work hard enough, that should never stop. That should never stop. Looking for that next talent should never stop, in my opinion. In my opinion.
So we had the OGs on, and they said that the ones who are credited for starting hip hop, they made clear to us that they didn't start hip hop as a business. They started it to keep off the street and keep mixed in with the gang guys. At some point, it took off and it became a business. The guys that actually started it never actually profited it from the business. So what they position is that we never profited from the business. We never started it as a business. So when they see the new generation come in, they're trying to let them know this was something that we started actually to get us off the street, to get us not involved in gangs, to get us this, that, and y'all doing the total opposite with it. So that's more of their gripe.
What pissed them off.
Exactly what pissed them off.
I understand that. I understand that. But at the same time, you didn't put yourself in a position
to be businessmen.
Right.
Right.
But is hip hop supposed to be? That's the whole nother thing there.
There's no right or wrong. Like there's no
There is a right or wrong. There is a right or wrong because if another culture can come in or another race or whatever can come in and make billions and set their families up and their kids might not have never heard a hip hop record before, but they're living in a fucking mansion off of it, then nah. Then that's the fuzzy part on the fair.
Right.
Well, what did I say about fair? Ain't no fair. Ain't no fair. I'm not mad at OGs who never looked, who didn't have foresight to think that this thing would make billions, right? I'm not far enough removed. I told you my older brother was a member of the Dynamic Breakers. I remember them fighting for hip hop acceptance. Everything about what they did was considered hooligan, getting you look like a bum, you this, you that. They had, let alone thinking about copywriting something. Or going to get a lawyer, you know what I mean? And like capitalizing off of what they were doing. Nobody thought of that. They were just fighting for acceptance. So I get it.
Right.
On the other end, I've seen young G's fuck up their opportunity just from being unprofessional. Little shit. You went little shit. Show up an hour late. Smoked out. Mad liquor on their breath. Their boys is loud. Showed up with 5 niggas when it was only supposed to be you and another dude. Showed up with 8 niggas and 3 more pulled up after that. loud, rah-rah in the studio, just noise. Yo, we this, we that, we up, we lit. OG look at him.
Yeah, I don't like this around me.
I'm gonna bring this on the road.
Nah.
I got kids. You niggas is children. Y'all are wildin'. This is a bad investment. You been in here 2 hours. You ain't laid nothing. No, I'm gonna catch a vibe. It's $200 an hour in here, motherfucker. Catch a vibe.
And then, yo, listen, when you win them $200 joints,
200 an hour. You done spend 600.
Let's get to the next one.
I'm gonna catch a vibe, OG. I've been in these sessions and I walked over like, yo, get your man together.
It's Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.